What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna try doing a different style video today, and this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. If you look back at some of my previous videos, you'll see that they were highly scripted and edited, and I want to go for something more raw and real. And I kind of want to just talk about what I want the main purpose of this channel to be about. Ultimately, I think that in life, the three most important decisions we make are where we live, who we choose to marry, and what we do for work. And I think too many people put a lot of focus into who they marry and what they do for work, but I don't think enough people put focus into where they live. When ultimately where you live can influence the other two so much. Depending on where you live, you might meet like-minded people or you might not. Depending on where you live, you might be exposed to different career opportunities. So that's why it's really important, this decision of where you live. The reason I feel so strongly about this subject is because I'm sitting here in Barcelona right now, and we're on the beach watching the sunrise. It is right over there. I've been here for 5 years now, and I see the importance of, I see the changes it's made in my life and how much my life has improved just by changing my location and changing where I live. The point I'm trying to get across with this channel is to help people realize that, hey, there are other places to move to. You don't have to stay in one place your whole entire life. You can leave your hometown. It's okay. I know a lot of people find it challenging to potentially leave their hometown, to get out of their comfort zone. I know it's hard. It wasn't easy for me to move here. It's not like I just snapped my fingers and woke up in Barcelona and it was a fairy tale. No, there was a lot of challenges involved. But again, what I want to do with this channel is I want to help people try to overcome those challenges, because moving here has been the single best decision I've ever made in my life, and it's made all the difference. Really, this video is for anybody that's ever thought about moving to a different place, but they didn't know how to, or they were hesitant. I didn't know how to do it when I moved here. I just quit my job and I left and I came, and I figured it out along the way. But I know that can be difficult, and I want to provide people guidance on how to do it themselves. If you've ever had that feeling that maybe the place you're living right now is not the place that you're meant to be, then I encourage you to search for other places. Figure out what your values are. Figure out the things you enjoy doing, how you spend your free time, what your hobbies are. Think about those things, and then do some research and find different places in the world that might align with your values and your lifestyle. I think that there's no better way to feel like a childlike sense of wonder other than moving to a new place where you don't know anybody. I think that when we're back in our hometown and we're surrounded with our friends and our family, it's really easy to get distracted and to just fall into our normal habits and routines. But when we move somewhere else and we completely change everything about our lives, from the physical location to the social circle that we hang out with, it's going to have a big impact on you, and it's going to change who you are as a person. I think that the place we live molds us into a different person. For example, back when I was living in the US, I was forced to drive a car everywhere because the US is so car-centric. And that's why, if you look back at some of my previous videos, I talk about, the suburbs in America and how it's making us feel lonely and isolated. I think that just because you were born somewhere, or just because you grew up somewhere, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the place you were meant to be your whole entire life. You can move somewhere else. You can change your home, and you can pick somewhere that's more aligned with your values and your lifestyle. For me personally, I grew up in Florida, so I love the beach, and I know that the beach is something that's important to me. So I tried to find a city or a place that has a beach. When I first came to Barcelona in 2015, I almost knew it immediately that I was going to live here one day. Within the first couple hours of being here, my friend that I was visiting, we walked through the city, and then we arrived at the beach, and I'm sitting on the same beach right now, and it's been, that was in 2015, so that was 9 years ago. 9 years ago I came here, and I said that one day I'm going to move here. It took me a while. It took me 3 years of saving up money, and planning it out. But finally in 2018, I pulled the trigger and I came here. So I'm curious for anybody watching this, if you've ever been to a place or visited a place or vacationed in a place where you thought, I could live here, then I would urge you to consider the possibility of potentially moving there. Like I said earlier, it's going to come with its challenges. There's going to be frustrations, but when you come out on the other side of it, you're going to be a better person. You're going to be smarter. You're going to have a different perspective on life. You're going to see how different people around the world live. You're going to be less judgmental. You're going to be more open to new experiences. There's so many benefits of moving away from your hometown. I can go on and on and on. But until you actually do it and experience it for yourself, you're never going to realize those benefits. I don't know if you've ever heard somebody say something along the lines of like, oh, I blinked and then my whole life passed by me. I think that happens to people when they stay in the same place their whole entire life and they work the same job their whole entire life. It's like every single day you're waking up and life is on Groundhog Day, or life is like Groundhog Day. And there's no better way to feel like a kid again than to pick up and move to a completely new place where you don't know anybody. It breaks you out of your routines and habits. It makes you realize new things about yourself. It helps you grow as a person. If you're in a place where you feel like you haven't experienced much growth in your life, or if you're in a place where you feel like, every day you're going through these motions, but you're not really making progress, then it might be time to consider moving somewhere else. There's so many resources out there on where to live and suggestions on where to go and lists of top cities in the world. You can find these online and do research. And again, it goes back to defining your own values and what you enjoy doing as your hobbies. So write these things down on a piece of paper and then start doing research and try to figure out, okay, what might be a good potential location for me? And then you can go take a vacation there and see, okay, do I really like this place? Could I picture myself living there? You can do that with 3 or 4 different places and test out a couple different places before actually, moving there. I really want to help people realize that they can do what I did. I meet people here in Barcelona all the time who just moved here from a different country, and I could see how happy they are when they arrive here. And sometimes we just need somebody else to show us that somebody else did it, or we just need somebody else to show us examples of somebody else doing it. And that's the thing that is enough to push us over the edge to take that leap. And if I can be that person for anybody, if I can help them, improve their life or move to a new location and create a new life for themselves, I would love to do that. I would love to help people with this process, because again, going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, this has been the single best decision I ever made in my life. I live in a paradise. I love this place so much, and when I leave Barcelona, I miss it. And I think that should be the goal for everyone. The goal should be to find a place to live where a vacation is a nice to have, not a need to have. If you're one of those people that constantly feels like you need to escape your reality and get away, then really you should consider moving to a new place. Again, I know that there's a lot of factors involved in this. I know that it can be because of a job. That's why you're living where you are right now. I know that it can be because you want to be close to family. And I'll talk about this stuff in future videos. Really, in this video, I just wanted to talk about the importance of place and really considering this decision of where you live. Because if you don't, you can go through your whole life living in the same place, in a place that you're not happy with, or a place that's not aligned with your values and your hobbies and your lifestyle. Ever since I've moved to Barcelona, my life has completely changed. My hobbies have changed. I'm obsessed with cycling now. Before moving here, I never really I forgot about bicycling since I was a little kid. I used to bike to school when I was a little kid, but since I moved here, before I moved here, I was forced to drive a car everywhere. When I turned 16 years old, I started driving, and then I stopped using any other mode of transportation. And when I moved to Barcelona, I rediscovered cycling, and now that's my primary way of getting around the city. But if I were living in America, I doubt I'd be going to work with a bicycle, unless I was living in New York or San Francisco, and the cost of living there is just ridiculous, so I would probably never live in those cities. But again, that's a story for another video. So I'm curious, for anybody watching this, if this raw video style of me just talking to the camera unscripted, if you like this, if there's any other topics you want me to discuss, please drop a comment below. I'm totally open to suggestions, and this is a topic I really enjoy discussing with people. I want to help provide any of my own insights that I've experienced since living here for 5 years. Any resources I can give, please feel free to reach out and ask me. Where you live is going to play such a major role in the rest of your life. And if you're not happy with where you live, you're going to have a really tough time throughout life. When you live in a place that you love and enjoy and are proud of living there, it really makes you appreciate life on a whole new level. I hope that more people out there really take this into consideration. You could be living here too. All right, I'm out. See y'all in the next video.